Are you ready to make 2024 the year you take your finances to the next level? Maybe you finally start a budget. Maybe you finally start tracking your money. Maybe this is the year you get started with investing. After this video, you will be feeling so ready and so inspired to take charge of your money in this new year. Today, we are going to be doing my annual budget reset to help me get set up for success for 2024. We're going super in-depth into my budget tracker, the budget that I am setting for the month of January, and of course, stuffing my cash envelopes. So if you guys are ready, let's talk about money and jump right in. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. This is so exciting. Today, we are going to be doing my money and budget reset for the entire year of 2024. This is the first time I ever do a video like this. It's going to be a little bit like my typical monthly money resets, my typical how I budget videos, but of course with an annual twist because it's the 1st of January, it's the first day of 2024. I am feeling excited yet overwhelmed for the new year. I feel like every time a new year rolls around, I feel a lot of pressure to have my goals in order and have my finances in order and have my fitness and my health and just like, you know, there's a lot of pressure at New Year's to like get your whole life together and have this whole plan and these goals and this vision board on January 1st. And I can tell you guys, I'm not quite there yet. This morning, I woke up feeling really overwhelmed about the new year. And I just told myself, one thing at a time, let's take this slowly but surely. And that really helped me feel a lot better. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed for New Year's, you are not alone. Today, we're gonna be focusing solely on finances. And I feel like that is very fitting of my channel. It's also just kind of the mindset that I first go into at New Year's is starting to think about finances, thinking about my budgeting. And I'm always most excited about my financial goals for a new year or just any time of year in general. I always feel most excited and motivated with my financial goals. So that's where we're gonna be starting today. I really hope you guys are gonna enjoy this video. I hope that it will be helpful and maybe inspiring to start getting yourself set up, start thinking about your budget for the new year. I can tell you guys that 2023 was really the year that it was like the first full calendar year where I really took charge of my budgeting and took charge of my finances, and it has seriously changed my life for the better. I deal with a lot of financial anxiety. I worry a lot about money, and having a budget that I don't stick to perfectly every month, but I just know it's kind of like my guideline for the month. It really has brought me a lot of peace. Working towards getting rid of my debt in 2023 and starting to grow my savings has been incredible. And it's such a confidence boost when I look at my accounts and see that I'm really taking care of my financial health, both for myself today and for myself tomorrow. I don't know, it's just really exciting. So I'm hoping that 2024 will feel just as good, and we're going to be starting it off the right way today. So before we get into this video, let me know in the comments how you are currently feeling about New Year's and about money. If you have any goals that you already have in mind, let me know down below. I love reading about where you guys are at on your financial journey because I say this in every single one of my videos, but we're really on this journey together to live our healthy and wealthy best lives. And I'm so happy that you guys are here with me. This is the first video of mine that you are watching. Hello, my name is Zoey. I'm 27 and I live in Montreal. I post a lot of videos talking about money, but also lifestyle and mental health. So I would love for you to check out my other videos and subscribe if you like what you see. And whether or not you're new, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. Okay, so just because this is an annual reset, it doesn't mean we're not going to talk about our feelings because our emotions are so incredibly tied to our finances. It's important that we acknowledge that, and it's important that we talk about our feelings. So rolling into 2024, a little bit overwhelmed, like I said. Very also excited. I'm really grateful for the strides that I made in 2023. It wasn't always easy. Like it's not always, easy and glamorous to say no to plans and prioritize your finances. But then when you sit back and look at what you've achieved, it feels so good. I currently don't have all of my 2024 goals, written down, laid out. I have a few ideas in my head, but I really want to sit down and just calmly journal about it and reflect, and that will probably be its own separate video. So keep an eye out for that. December is typically a month where I spend a lot of money, both on others in terms of Christmas gifts and on myself. Also plans, getting invited out, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, there's a police car going by. December 2023 was the first year that I ever actually budgeted for Christmas and set an actual budget. And I set a really high budget thinking that I would end up keeping around $500 left, and I managed to spend almost all of it. Towards the end of the month, I started feeling my typical anxiety creep up because I had stopped tracking everything. You know, it's like, it's the holidays, you kind of let loose. I splurged on myself a little bit and I started to think, oh my gosh, how much did I spend? Did I overspend? And that typical financial anxiety and worry started creeping up again. Prior to filming this video, I sat down and put all of the last of my expenses, and that made me feel a lot better. I'm so glad that I over budgeted for December, because it meant that although I over budgeted with the intention not to spend everything, I had all of the money. And so even though I did go over, I was still actually within my budget. So I'm really glad that I did that. Glad that I just looked at my finances, got all of that worry out of the way, so that now we can start fresh for 2024. Also, you guys, you may notice I sound a little bit different. I last night went out and bought a lavalier mic. Where is it? Tap, tap, tap. So that I'd be able to film at my office, and hopefully the sound quality sounds really good. I also got 2 new softbox lights. So we're really upgrading the filming setup for the new year. Let me know what you guys think of how it looks and sounds. I would love your feedback. So now I can turn away from the camera and you guys should still be able to hear me just as well. I want to go in and take a look at my budget tracker from last year. This has been a whole year of me using this budget tracker, and look how many expenses I have in from last January all the way to the end of December. If we slide over and click onto my December tab, you can see here my budget for the month of December. I actually underspent, which feels amazing. This, however, does not include my Christmas spending because I put that into another tab. But we can see category by category. I did go over in a few places. Like in the treat yourself category, I splurged and bought a hatch alarm on Boxing Day, so I didn't budget for that. But Maggie was all good. The coffee envelope, dining out, that was all good. And these are the areas where I typically go over. So that was all great in the month of December. Personal care is another place where I did go over. I bought some supplements at the beginning of the month, and yeah, I hadn't budgeted for them. I went to the dentist and I completely forgot that that was coming up, so I hadn't budgeted for it, my trip to the dentist. I also spent some money related to skiing that I didn't budget for, and because of the holidays, I went back and forth to Ottawa, which increased my gas budget. Normally I try and spend about $100 on gas. This month was a bit higher. Then if we go over here into my Christmas spending, this is the little tracker that I made for my Christmas spending. We can see that I had budgeted $1,415 and I only have $143 left. So this is everything for everyone that I spent for Christmas. My sister definitely got the most spoiled. We went and did our nails together. And it was very expensive because I went all out and did like a French and a bow, and she got like tips and everything. But you know what, you guys, it honestly felt so good to spoil my loved ones this Christmas because I worked so hard all year on like working hard to make money, working hard to save money. And the fact that I budgeted and then was able to treat my loved ones, and especially my sister, like anyone who has a younger sibling, you know, just like the love you feel for them. So when she called me and was like, oh, can we go get our nails done? Like it can be my Christmas gift, but I had already bought her Christmas gifts. I was just like, you know what? No problem. Let's go get our nails done. You want tips? No problem. Like it just really felt good to take my money and spend it on others, which is typically something in the past that I think my financial anxiety had gotten in the way of, is like feeling guilty sometimes when spending on others. I would spend on myself and feel guilty from time to time. I think I would and still do a lot of like self-soothing spending. But something I've always wanted to get better at is spending on others. And I feel like this Christmas was proof that if you just budget for it, spending on others can be so fun. And just like seeing them happy, seeing my sister be happy, seeing everyone, you know, super happy when they open their Christmas gifts. Like obviously it's material, but it just felt so good. So if we do a little sum here, we can see that my total spending for Christmas was $1,271. If you would have asked me, do you think you're gonna spend that much money? I would have been like, hell no. but I did. So this is great for two reasons. One, once again, budgeted for it. We're all good. We don't need to sweat it. Two is this gives me an idea of what I need to save up for Christmas next year. And obviously it's so crazy to already be thinking about Christmas in a year's time. I'm not going to start saving for it right now, but when the time rolls around that I do want to start saving, I have an idea. Okay, I spent this much last year. How much do I want to save for this year, 2024? I think one of my financial goals for the new year is going to be really getting better at pre-saving for certain events. So Christmas, birthdays, trips, having little pots, little savings pots here and there for various things, I think will bring me a lot of peace of mind. And now that my emergency fund is fully filled, now that I am debt-free, that is little areas that I get to work on and save towards, along with saving for bigger goals and bigger investments. But yeah, that's kind of where my mindset is at. And that's a little bit about December, everything that I spent. I have not yet done an annual review of my spending. I'm honestly kind of afraid. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that I might just do on my own and then I'll decide if I want to talk about it or not. It's funny because I've done a review every single month, but something about looking at it for the whole year, it just scares me. All right, the next step in our annual reset is what I am calling start with zero. Obviously, this is optional. Everything I'm saying is optional. This is not like your concrete guide to resetting for the new year. This is just what I'm doing. So what does it mean to start with zero? For me, I don't want to start the year with any leftover money floating around in my accounts. I want every dollar to have a home and to have a purpose. So I got some end of the year paychecks. I had some money sitting in my checking account, and I don't like to have money sitting in my checking account because you know what I do if it's sitting there? I spend it. And no. We don't want to be spending without thinking about it first. So what I did was I made sure that all of my bases were covered. I paid off my credit card for December. I made sure that my 1 month ahead accounts were filled up. So I like to be 1 month ahead for my personal life, which is my rent and my cash spending, which totals up to $1,875. And then I like to be 3 months ahead for my office where I'm currently sitting. I like to have 3 months of rent saved up, so that's $2,250. I like having these in my RBC. So Royal Bank is the bank that I do like my main banking with. So I have these in what we could call like sub checking accounts. I have 1 month ahead personal and 3 months ahead business. That's all that I want to be in those accounts. I also have another sub checking account that I call saving to spend. This is where I keep money that will eventually be used to pay off my credit cards. And because of the way my credit card cycles work, there are some Christmas purchases that are going to fall over into next month's cycle. So I kept a little bit of money aside to be able to pay that credit card off when the time is due. Just for a little safety net, I like to keep $200 in my main checking account, but other than that, I don't like to have money floating around because once again, I will spend it. So after paying off my credit cards, after filling up my 1 month ahead accounts, after keeping a little bit of money in my saving to spend, I put the rest of this money towards my RRSP, my retirement investment account. And that felt really good. It ended up being a little under $800, which was so good and such a nice way to just kind of wrap up the year. Credit cards paid off, everything in its place. And that's what I call starting with zero, which just kind of feels like a fresh start for the new year. As the new money comes in and as I get paid, I get to move it around according to my New Year's goals. And we've really wrapped up December and 2023 nicely. I realize it might be a little bit confusing the way I just explained everything. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I really want to do a video kind of walking you guys through my various bank accounts because I have so many, because I just like to keep my money super organized. I cannot keep it all in one account and be like, oh yeah, 500 was for this, 500 was for that. I literally have a bunch of just like, they're all free accounts and it's like, I just keep them separate, because that helps me stay organized. So I want to do a video walking through everything, but I need to create a visual for that without actually showing you guys inside my bank account because I just can't do that. There's no way to like blur out my account numbers, so I can't show you guys, unfortunately. Anyways, any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to clarify in the comments. So once again, that was start with zero, credit cards paid off, money and savings, we're all good. Step 3 is really exciting. And this is something that I haven't ever done on camera, but we are going to be setting up my new budget tracker for the new year. So I completed my budget tracker last year. January, February, March, April, May, all of the months done. And now it's time for a fresh start with the budget tracker. I love this budget tracker, you guys. It is such an affordable way to get started caring for your finances, and it's really just become a tool that is so integrated into my life. I feel like there's people out there who would look at the systems that I do, the cash envelopes, the budget tracker, and just be like, oh my gosh, like that looks like so much work. But honestly, it just becomes kind of fun. I literally feel like budgeting has become my hobby, and it's just something that I enjoy doing so much. It's kind of like journaling. It's really, for me, a form of self-care, and the budget tracker is an important tool in this routine. This budget tracker is from The Line. It's available for instant download. And once again, it's a really affordable way to just get started with your budgeting. For anyone who's curious about how I set it up, this is perfect because we're gonna set it up for the new year. It might look a little bit complicated and overwhelming. That's what I thought when I first looked at it, but most of this is automated. So today we're gonna look together at what it takes to get started. You guys are gonna see it's so simple. And last year what I did was I didn't actually do an annual setup. I just every single month set up the budget tracker, and I felt like it was a little bit annoying to do every single month. For this year, I just wanted to sit down and get it all set up. That way it's super seamless as the months go on. I don't have to adjust too many things and like spend more time at the beginning of every month. We can just spend all of the time now, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. You guys will see what I mean. So I'm gonna screen record. So let's dive in. This is your homepage, your kind of annual summary. Right now, these are all just sample numbers because this is a brand new, fresh tracker from The Line. All of this is auto-populated. Every time you see green within this budget tracker, that means that The Line has already input the formula for you and you don't actually need to go in and type everything. If I click in, you guys can see the formulas here are all preset, and these graphs will automatically update as well. So tabbing over into the expense categories tab, these are just some samples that The Line provides you with, but I wanna go in and add my own. And I have a specific order that I like mine to be in. I'm gonna see what I remember from my old one, but I always start with groceries, then we'll do dining out, we'll do coffee. Okay, I'm trying to remember everything, but it's too annoying. So we're gonna just go in here and copy paste from last year. This tab is super important because the other tabs will actually pull from here. So let's take a quick look. We have groceries, home, treat yourself, Maggie, coffee, dining out, business expenses. We're not actually gonna keep that in here. I didn't actually like having it mixed in with my personal. We have transportation, personal care, gifts, skiing, therapy. I think I'm just gonna keep therapy with healthcare this year. Gas, parking. Ugh, I hate tracking parking, but I should still do it. Workouts, car stuff, vacation, books, Christmas, and that's an extra. I just want to rearrange this list a little bit. Let's just put, I want skiing to be at the bottom because it's more rare that I spend on that. Let's do gifts. Let's put books here. Okay, there, I just cleaned up the list, and those are all of the categories that I spend in. It's nice because this is totally personalized to you. So if you wanna have a category for your kids or for each of your kids, if you wanna have a category for school, whatever is going on in your life, because of course budgeting is so personal to every individual, you get to customize your spending categories. I also like to have most of these line up with my cash envelopes categories because I use my cash envelopes along with this budget tracker. The budget tracker really supports my cash envelopes budgeting, but you don't need to do cash envelopes to use this budget tracker. So let's move over into the expense log. This is a nice, fresh expense log. It's so crazy. Here we have a few samples. So let's delete it because we wanna start with 0. You just input the date. Your categories have auto-populated into this drop-down list. You can write a brief description and then the amount. When you input the date, it will automatically send it over into each monthly category. So let me just show you a sample. If we do 01/01/2024, I'm so used to typing 2023. Okay, let's say we bought coffee. Perfect, we bought a latte and it was $5. We then have to go in and grab these categories once again. I'm gonna paste them over into January, and then you can see the coffee will automatically get sent over to the January tab. So that is super cool. Let's just remove it because we haven't bought anything yet. Great. So now let's move over into January. You guys saw I had to copy paste this list. So actually what I want to do first is copy paste this list into every single month so that every month I don't forget, I don't have to redo it. Perfect, super easy. Now let's go back to January. We can take a look. Let's start over on the left. Here we have the income summary. So this is where you get to input your paychecks, any side hustles that you have, and we want to customize this to ourselves. So I like to just have everything be on the first because I get paid so sporadically throughout the month. I don't have like a concrete payday that I get to rely on. So here I'm gonna just update these to be personal to me. So I have sponsored videos, actually we're gonna keep them separate. Sponsored Instagram, we have AdSense, we have affiliate income, we have bar teacher, and I believe that is it. Those are my current streams of income. So I delete everything else, and then I'm gonna delete these numbers here because we haven't actually gotten paid. And then in here, I get to come in and put in what I'm expecting. So that's 0, I think, for January. AdSense, bar teacher, it's usually actually bar teacher happens twice. I get paid twice a month. So let's put that twice. And it's usually like $200 each time. Affiliate, I always just put 200. It's so hard to estimate. AdSense, lately it's been about 2,500, which is incredible. So I'm gonna put that. Sponsored Instagram 0, like we said, and sponsored videos, I'll have to calculate. I'm not sure how much is coming up, so I'll add that in once I know. Now let's move to the right and we can take a look at these bill payments. So this is where you want to input things like your rent, any of your fixed expenses. So here are the examples: rent, phone bill, home insurance, internet, car insurance, car payment, gas, etc. I don't like to keep my gas in here. I prefer to keep it in my spending, so I'm going to remove that. Rent for me is $875, and I actually haven't paid it yet. I don't have home insurance. I don't pay the internet at home. I don't pay for my phone bill because it comes out of my business. So we're gonna take away that. I'm gonna remove all of this. I do have car insurance. That's about $103 every month. And I used to track my office rent and everything in here, but I really want to move away from keeping my business spending so intertwined with my personal spending. So that's actually crazy when I look at it. I could put in things like Netflix, my Spotify. I'm gonna put my Spotify. I don't actually pay for my Netflix. Oh my God, that's so bad. Oh, and these numbers are 2023. So let's change that to 2024. And put that all in here. Put that in here. Spotify, it's like $13 a month. Anyways, I'm sure I'm missing some bill payments. It's just hard for me to think as I'm filming, so I'll come back in and add that. But for now, I'm gonna copy these and I can move this over to reflect every single month. So, can do that, can delete everything else that is not relevant. And I can do the same with my payments. So let's copy this and we can go ahead and paste, and then we just need to adjust the date. Now we're in February. Let's copy that over. So now that's a lot more seamless when it comes time to move into February. There's a little bit less data input that I have to do. Let's go back to January and let's go down here and look at my savings. So savings and investments here are separated. I like to just put them all into savings because even though my RSP and my TFSA are invested, I just think of them in my head as savings. So I'm gonna clear out this investments category right here. I may change this throughout the year. I honestly should. Maybe, should we just, okay, we'll see. Let me just clear everything and then I'll make up my mind. The best part is you obviously get to change things as you go. So, okay, my savings. You know what? We are gonna keep them separate. So my emergency fund is fully filled up right now. The savings that I wanna work towards are my Maggie fund. I wanna save for my vacation fund. Christmas fund, not yet, but we could put it like more at the bottom. Could do things like a car fund, stuff like that. These I'll have to think about as I reflect on my annual goals, and we'll come back in and edit these. I currently don't have any debt, which is amazing, so let's delete those. And then here we can put my RRSP investment and my TFSA. These are the two areas where I'm currently contributing. My TFSA, I only do $100 a month right now, and my RRSP, my new goal for the year, is going to be $1,000 a month, which is crazy, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Then we get to write down our money goals. So we can say I want to earn $6,000 pre-tax. I can say I want to send $1,000 to my RRSP. And if any other goals pop up, and it's cool because you get to check them off as you go. So now I'm gonna copy these over into the next month. I'm gonna copy over these savings funds. And we're gonna delete these. We're back in January and we have to set our budget for the month. That is gonna be the next step of this video. So before we do that, let's just take one more look at the budget tracker for January. It looks so good. It's all set up for my personal budget, and I'm not gonna make you guys watch me do this on camera, but what I'm gonna do is copy everything over for every single month so that once again, at the beginning of every month, I don't have to sit down and re-input everything. Of course, there's gonna be changes throughout the year. My goals might change, my income might change, my budget might change, but at least it's a little bit more set up for me and my needs. So I'm gonna do that when I turn off the camera. Now we get to start moving into what is my favorite part of my monthly money resets, which is setting my budget for a new month. So we're gonna set it in this budget tracker together. Then we're gonna go to the bank, take out the cash, and do the cash portion of the budget. So my budget in December, if I go back and take a look, I have it written down in this notebook. I liked my budget for December. It was pretty reasonable. So I think I'm just gonna copy it. Okay, we did $500 for groceries. I've been trying to cook a lot more, and so although that is a lot of money, spending more on groceries has allowed me to dine out less, focus more on cooking, which has been really fun, some baking. So I am gonna keep it at let's do $450. I feel like 500 is just too high. Let's do $450. My home category, I always do $50. Treat yourself, I like to do $100. This is all cash, by the way. This is my cash budget. For Maggie, what did we do last month? We did $100 plus I have a sinking fund in cash. So let's do, I really want to get her groomed this month. So we're going to do $150 plus the sinking fund. For coffee, we're going to do $50. For dining out, last month I did $140 and I didn't spend all of it. I like $200 though. $200 just feels better. Transportation, it's going to be $0. Personal care, we're gonna do $60, which is my manicure. Gifts, we're gonna do, it should be $0, oh my gosh. Books, I don't think I need any new books. Gas is $100. Healthcare, I don't think I have anything coming up. Parking, shouldn't have to pay too much for parking. The thing is, the reason I wanted to take parking out of my budget is because I never like really budget for it. Let's just say 25 bucks, whatever. Workouts, I have a workout class planned. Let's do $30. Car stuff should be $0. Vacation, nothing coming up, so $0. Christmas, $0. And skiing should be, we'll just budget $0 for now. So this makes my total budget $1,215. I normally like to only take out about $1,000, but we have gas and workouts and parking that I don't budget for in cash. So if we add up everything I would need to take out in cash, what is the sum over here? $1,060. So I need to go to the ATM and take out $1,060. That's not too bad. Okay, the very last step is to take a look at what is left in my cash envelopes. That way we can empty them out and refill them. Again, I like to start at zero with stuff like this so that it's a fresh start every month. There's only a few categories where I do a sinking fund. Actually, there's only one right now. I normally like to do a sinking fund with gifts, but I did empty it out. So the only other category with a sinking fund is Maggie's category. So we're gonna leave this one alone. Groceries, let's empty it out. We have $40 left. So we'll put that aside, close it. I always keep my points card in here. Dining out, I think we have $20 left, so let's put that aside. Christmas is empty and we actually don't need this for like another year. Personal care is empty. Whoops. Coffee, we have $30 left, and I think when we go to the bank, oh my gosh, this doesn't make any sense. This is not accurate because I know I bought coffee. So I must have spent it on credit and forgot to pay myself back. So let's just put that aside for now. Treat yourself, we have a little bit of money left over. We have $2.45, so we have $45. I think I'm actually gonna start another sinking fund here with treat yourself. So I'm gonna add another $45 to my budget. So it's gonna be $145, but I only need to take out $100. Okay. And the last one is home. We have $50. I did not spend anything and I don't want to start a sinking fund for that yet. So let's move all of this aside. We have the Maggie sinking fund. Once again, I'm going to put that aside. And the very last envelope, which is so important, is my spent on credit envelope. I really can't flip my hair like I used to because I have these bangs and it like looks crazy. So this is the envelope I use whenever I go do something. If I forget my cash envelopes or if the place doesn't accept cash, I will take the money. Let's say I spend $20 on, I don't know, like a sandwich and a drink. I will then take the money out of the dining out envelope and put it in here so that it still comes out of my budget. Then when I go to the bank to take out the new cash for the month, I input this into the ATM and then I'm able to use this money to pay off my credit card. So I know I bought coffee. I'm just gonna shove all of this into my spent on credit and it's gonna go help me pay off my credit card. So this goes into the ATM. This money left over, I like to use to start a little savings account. We have $2, $4, $60, $110. I like to just save up in cash for random little fun purchases, random little splurges. So I'm gonna keep this aside. I had put my savings envelope away, so I'm gonna grab it after. I'm gonna put away my Christmas envelope like I said. We're gonna take the rest of this to the bank. And then I will be right back. Do you guys want to come with me to the bank? Let's go. Well, this is embarrassing. When I got back to the office, I accidentally turned my mic off, so you guys are gonna have to settle for a voiceover for this next part, which I'm very sorry about because this is one of my favorite parts of the video and I had to go and mess it up. Anyways, let's stuff these cash envelopes. So for groceries, we are doing $450. I like to do small bills because I like to try and keep my individual grocery hauls as low in cost as possible. Then we have home for $50. For treat yourself, we are adding $100 to the $45 sinking fund. We are adding $150 to Maggie's envelope. $50 for coffee. $200 for dining out, and finally $60 for personal care. My favorite part of the cash stuffing routine is clipping everything into this gorgeous leather folio. I use the premium leather folio, but if you're getting started with cash envelopes, they have more affordable options as well. I just love this one because after over a year of doing cash envelopes, this is essentially my wallet. So I love the luxurious feel, and I love how just organized and pretty and aesthetic everything looks with all the envelopes stuffed, and it just makes me feel, honestly, like I have my shit together. I love it. So this is my favorite step, this final one here. Whew, you guys, that was so much work. This whole video I filmed for so long. And you guys, that is a wrap on the annual money reset, the first of its kind. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it makes you feel excited and inspired to take care of your finances in 2024. I know I am feeling so good starting off the year like this. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today, talking with me about money. I love you guys very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.